And I'm not gonna lie to you, dog. The This man has been in the league a long time. He's been through the ups, he's been through the downs, and he has seen all aspects of quarterback play. He has seen all aspects of the conversations about quarterbacks, what it means to win, what it means to become a winner, what it means to lose, what it means to be called overrated, and what it means to ultimately become a Super Bowl champion, man. And I never thought I'd ever say this, going back to his days with the Detroit Lions. But Matthew Stafford is objectively a top 6 quarterback, bruh. What is going on, dog? What kind of world are we in? I have been one of the biggest Matthew Stafford critics you could ever find on the internet. I knew he threw for 50,000 yards with the Detroit Lions, but if you actually watch them, a lot of it was empty calories. A lot of them was, hey, Calvin Johnson is somewhere down there. He down there somewhere, right? Like, there was a person that a lot of people wanted Matthew Stafford to be because he was the number 1 overall pick, because he was super talented. And when I say talented, I mean like uber talented. Mel Kiper Jr. said Matthew Stafford was going to be the number 1 overall pick when he was in high school. You know how good you have to be when somebody says you're going to be the number 1 overall pick as a senior in high school, and then you end up the number 1 pick anyway? Like, it was that predetermined. He's that talented. I was watching film of him. Go watch the Bills game from this past season, bro. There's no way you can watch that game and say that he's not one of the 6 best quarterbacks in the world. It's just not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. But the difference between Matthew Stafford now and why I'm comfortable calling him a top 6 quarterback now, heading into 2025, is the guy that y'all wanted him to be when he was in Detroit primarily, and even his first season with the Rams. The guy that y'all wanted him to be, the guy that y'all had this idea that he wasn't. He folded under pressure. The bright lights, unlike Jalen Hurts, it did get to him. He used to get lemon booty a lot. That's why he was primarily a loser in Detroit. He couldn't overcome it. First season with the Rams, he won a Super Bowl. He had 17 interceptions that year. He had 6 pick sixes that year. Like, he almost threw the game away in the playoffs.
Against the Niners in the championship
Against
game.
the 49ers. Yeah. But something happened. He persevered. He won that championship. And winning that championship changed Matthew Stafford. He finally became the quarterback that y'all have wanted him to be this entire time. He's poised now. He doesn't fold under pressure. He thrives under pressure. He actually gets better in the playoffs now. We seen him go toe-to-toe practically by himself against the Eagles. Yep. They almost beat the Eagles. Threw for 300 yards, and you couldn't even see where the field was because he's that talented, throwing dimes in the snow.
All kind of angles, too. Sidearm, like his arm talent is has always been top tier.
I watch film and I can say this confidently. He is in the tier with John Elway and Dan Marino. Dan Marino I still think he's a tick above everybody else, but it's the Holy Trinity. Like, he is throwing shit and it just flies, bro. Like, it literally flies to somebody's face mask. It's insane, bro. So I'm happy to see Matthew Stafford fully reach his potential. The mental side finally matched the physical side, right? Like, he's not the athlete that he used to be. He never was a great athlete, and you can tell, bro, them hits is taking a toll on him, bro, because that man walks around laboring. But his mind is so fast. His arm is still incredible that he's able to overcompensate, man. So clearly the 6th best quarterback heading into 2025, man. Any thoughts about him before we get on to number 5, Rob?
No, Herbie, you covered all the bases on him. No, all I'll add to that is, Herbie, it's always a beautiful thing to watch. First and foremost, I guess it might be too early to say that this is a trade that both teams won, but are there any 2 teams happier that they made a trade than the Rams and the Lions? Like, in terms of just how things have turned out. Just for the Lions to be considered a Super Bowl contender, Herbie, is a win, I think, for that franchise. When you consider, how dark, their history has been in terms of just not winning. And then the Rams, winning with Matthew Stafford that first year, him finally getting over the hump, Herbie. It's something to be said about watching a guy become the Grizzly veteran, right? A guy who plays with savvy, a guy who he's seen it all, he's done it all. Like he is now that role. Like he is the veteran stalwart star quarterback, and it's you know what? Even though back in the days, man, we used to look at Matthew Stafford and be like, damn, man, like the Lions, will they ever win with him? Will Megatron ever win with him? Hell, Megatron retired early, right? He could have played some more years. But shout out to Matthew Stafford, Herbie. It's a lovely thing to see, especially when you consider that he was playing during an era with all-time great quarterbacks, right?
All-time
Like,
great quarterbacks.
like he threw 5,000 yards in the same season that Tom Brady also threw 5,000 yards. You know what I'm saying? Like he was competing amongst Drew Brees and fucking Aaron Rodgers and all these guys,
Man,
right? He had to
listen,
see Aaron
he
Rodgers twice
wasn't
a year.
even in the next tier. He wasn't even in the next tier with Eli and Phillip, right? Like he was below that. You can make the argument he wasn't in the Matt Ryan tier, right? Like there's this notion because somebody has pedigree that when things don't work out, it obviously has to be the team's fault, and a lot of it could be the team's fault, right? Who up until that point won Detroit? The world was on his shoulders. In fairness to him, but he was a part of it, right? Like I seen him against a playoff game against the Cowboys. He folded, man. He could have killed us, but the pressure got to him, and it took him winning a championship to get that monkey off his back. And now he's calm, cool, collective, like a true quarterback that's also incredibly talented, man. So I just love watching the play. Anybody, bro, go watch the QB School Week 14 analysis, bro. That's what it's called. You will get a new appreciation for Matthew Stafford, dog. That dude has a cannon, bro. That shit is sick. All right, man.